Hi, we're Tom and Jan Powell, and we just bought a home through Bob Cruz and Keller Williams, and we wanted to share some of our home buying experience because we had a really positive experience in dealing with Bob. And our journey started with Bob about 2.5 years ago. We relocated from the Chicago area, met Bob, and walked into a realtor office, and he didn't know us, we didn't know him, and we quickly formed a relationship with him, and he was very helpful and knowledgeable, and gave us maps and took us around. And when we moved back to when we went back to Chicago, we started email corresponding with Bob, and you would get emails from him. And
all the time, many different listings, and then I would email him back those that I wanted to look at. So when I would come out, say every 3 months, he'd have them lined up. We could go look at them. I could spend more time in those that I liked, and pull into a driveway and say, no, this isn't quite right. And he was totally flexible with us, with me in particular, with driving me all over the Evergreen, Conifer area. And finally, we made it out here to Evergreen last July, and we spent 6 months looking more intensively, to the tune of over 60 houses that we looked at.
And I'm in sales too, and I appreciate the fact that Bob was not only professional and knowledgeable, but he worked hard to build a relationship with us. He, as you said, he took us into over 60 homes, but along the way, there were areas where he told us that houses retain their value. The house in Kilimanjaro, he said that it's going to sell for the listing price, and sure enough, it did sell for the listing price. Then there was the house that was by three sisters that Bob said that one's going to go quick, and sure enough, within 2 weeks that listing had sold.
Faster than we could get a hold of it. So.
Yeah. And there was another house that he didn't want us to go in that you worked with him on.
Which is a big trust factor, because we really were in good hands, because coming from out of state, there were certain things that you do know about an area and certain things you don't. And we had looked at a house that we thought we'd really like, but they wanted us to put in an offer before we even saw the house. And, although Bob might like a sale, he was always in our best interest. And he said, really think that through. I don't know that that's a good idea. And ultimately, we didn't, and we continued our search, and we found our home that we love so much in Conifer. And he also encouraged us to expand our horizons and look at a few other things that were on the outskirts of, say, the mapped area that we wanted to be, and that's actually where we found the house that we ultimately bought.
Yeah, there was another example too where it was a house we were really interested in, and Bob got us the utility bills, and when we looked through the utility bills and saw that they were spending $400 plus a month on their propane gas, we quickly ruled that house out.
Right.
But if Bob hadn't got us that information, we might not have known, and we'd have moved in and been stuck with the bills that we wouldn't have wanted.
Right. And he also knew who to contact in the case that we would want to choose an alternate source of energy to heat the home. He had all those resources that we wouldn't have known where to go to get that. So that was really important, that he knows the area, from hiking trails to restaurants to facts about where to go for utilities, and
gave us
really
park maps for all the open space parks here, which
that was wonderful.
And we've taken advantage of pretty much every single one of them since we've been here. And I thought it was a really positive experience, and I would clearly recommend Bob again. And at closing, he was really detailed and took care of all the documents, because we had some issues with making sure our water was met the requirements, and Bob was on top of us, on top of the testing, and emailed us and kept us informed of the whole process. And we couldn't have been more pleased. And he even came and helped us. I'm from out of the area. I didn't have any friends here. I needed somebody to help me move a refrigerator, and Bob came and helped us move the refrigerator. On move day, he showed up with pizza, and so we would gladly recommend Bob again to anybody. He was a great person and a great realtor, and we hope you buy a house from him.